Welcome back, everybody, to another free, awesome value pack video. This one is how to find properties that actually work for the BRRRR strategy. I'm going to walk you through this step by step. If you haven't seen the other videos, I have a whole playlist here on YouTube where I'm walking through the BRRRR plus MTR strategy step by step. I'm giving away all the secret sauce, so make sure if you haven't seen those videos, you check them out after this one. What we're going to be covering in this video is, number one, my 5-step process I use to find BRRRR-worthy properties. Number two, how to quickly filter out bad deals and save a lot of time. Number three, what numbers actually matter in a BRRRR deal, what to actually look for. Where to find deals online and off market. And number five, real examples of how I analyze a deal from start to finish. Who is this video for? Maybe you've learned what the BRRRR strategy is, but you don't know how to actually find a deal. You're tired of wasting time on properties that don't appraise or cash flow. You want a repeatable system for finding deals that actually make sense, or you're ready to go from learning BRRRR to actually doing and implementing the BRRRR strategy. So just a quick recap for those who haven't seen the other videos in the series, the BRRRR formula: buy, rehab, rent, refi, repeat. The biggest piece, the first domino in this whole thing, is buying the property and making sure you're buying it right. If you overpay on the front end, the rest of the deal is not going to work. So this buy piece is really, really important. So what numbers do you have to understand to make sure that you're in good shape here? So there's a very simple formula, and it's purchase price you buy the property at, plus the renovation costs must be less than or equal to 75% of the after repair value. Now, just an example here. Let's just say your purchase price is $100,000 and your renovation cost is $30,000. So your all-in costs are $130,000. Now, if that's true, that means you'd want your after repair value to be a minimum of $173,000. So if you're analyzing this deal and you're like, I think the comps really have this property at 165. If that's the case, you can still do the deal, because if it appraises for 165 and you're all in for 130, it's still a good deal. Just know that when you refinance, you're going to have more money out of your pocket than if you find a deal that appraises for more than 75%, like this one here. Okay, step one in this process is to define your buy box. You need to know what you're looking for. That way, when you see it, boom, you jump on it. So, example of my buy box, I'm looking for properties that are between 1 and 4 units, built after 1940. The reason being is because before the 1940s, they used something called knob and tube wiring. You guys can look it up. It is essentially, in a really simple format, a type of electric that insurance companies don't like. So if you buy a property before the 1940s, a lot of insurance companies will make you redo all the electric, or they won't insure the property. So you can look into that for yourself, but that's just what I do. Right now, I'm looking for ARVs after repair values between 115 and 150,000. I'm looking for working class B+ neighborhoods. Again, the previous video, we talked all about finding the market, so we go a lot more in depth there. And then my rent potential, I'm looking for at least $2,000 to $3,000 through the midterm rental strategy. So step number two, where to find BRRRR deals. Well, there's really two options. You can either find them on market, on Zillow, Redfin, using realtors, or you can find them off market, whether you're connected with wholesalers, Facebook groups. Some markets are big in Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, driving for dollars, PropStream, Privy, batch leads, cold calling, mailers, ads, a million things you can do on the off market side. Now, where I find all my deals and where I recommend most people start is on market. The problem with off market deals is it takes a lot of time and is really expensive. Whereas on market deals doesn't take much time and doesn't cost you anything. So I think on market is a no-brainer. So here's what I actually do to find deals on market. I use what I call my 30-day plus strategy. So I look for properties that have been on the market for more than 30 days. So I'll go to Redfin or on Zillow. I personally use Redfin though. And I'll go to the filter and put more than 30 days. And usually those people are a little bit more motivated to sell. Obviously, it's very market dependent. Like right now when I'm filming this video, This is a phenomenal strategy because it is a buyer's market. You can see here, my first BRRRR was a property sitting on the market for 117 days. And I literally have the screenshots of when it was listed to when I actually bought it. My next BRRRR deal was on the market for over 60 days. So trust me when I tell you that sellers will get tired, and the ones who need to sell their properties, they will at a discount. Okay, step number 3, run a quick math test. Most properties will not pass the initial test, and that is okay. When you're submitting offers, only stay true to the formula. So again, purchase price plus rehab should be less than or equal to 70% of the after repair value. So in an example, if the ARV is 200,000, your all-in costs for purchase price and renovation is 140,000. If you know that the rehab is 40, then boom, your max purchase price is 100. If the numbers check out, go for it. And if they don't, move on. Now, you also are probably like, wait, Bailey, is it 70 or 75%? So it really comes down to comfort level and risk level. So you could use the 75% rule or the 70% rule. It really comes down to how much money do you want left in the deal. Now, obviously, in the perfect scenario, you would want less money in the deal. So if that's the case, the 70% is better. If you're really hungry for a deal, you can go up to 75% and have a little bit more money into the deal. All right, back to it. Step number 4, estimate rent and cash flow. So in the previous video, we talked about how to find comparable properties through Airbnb and Furnish Finder. So you're going to do that, figure out how much money you can rent the property for. And what I like to do is use the 2% rule. So I like my after repair value times 2% to be the minimum rent I will receive. So as an example, if the after repair value is $140,000, 2% of that is $2,800. I want that to be my monthly rent at a minimum with a midterm rental. Again, this is my metric that I like to use to make sure it actually cash flows. You could, of course, use whatever metric you want, but I found that 2% is a solid cash flow benchmark. And then step number 5, run the numbers. It's going to take practice. It's a skill. You're going to get better and better and faster at it. So run the numbers on different properties and you're going to get the hang of it. Here's a quick real example walkthrough of a recent deal I did just to show you these numbers in action. So my purchase price was $85,000. My renovation was $25,000. So my all-in costs were $110,000, and my after repair value was $162,000. So when I refinanced, I got a loan of 70% of the after repair value, which came out to $113,000. After fees and such, it was really $102,000. So my out-of-pocket cost was really $11,000 for this deal. That cash flows $1,500. Now, if it appraised for a little bit less than 162, then instead of 11,000, I would have been slightly more money out of pocket, but still could be a really solid deal. Common red flags. Number 1, I stay away from structural issues when I'm looking at properties. If they have structural issues, I'm not interested. Make sure that you're using after repair values based on actual comps, not just dream fake comps. And remember, the purchase price and the rehab cannot be greater than 75% after repair value. That is just what I look for. So key takeaways, stick to your buy box. Don't chase margin. Always run the 70 or 75% rule. Use real rental comps. And if the deal doesn't make sense, move on. So what's next? Either number 1, keep watching. I've got already a couple videos posted and many more coming. If you need funding for your BRRRR deal, whether that's a hard money loan or DSCR loan, reach out to me. My email is on the screen. Or if you want one-on-one help to actually execute your first or next BRRRR deal, book a call with me down below. The main requirement just to book the call is to have at least $30,000 saved and a 680 plus credit score. That way you can qualify for these different financing options. So that's all I got for you guys in this video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.